Mitch, let's begin with the civil unrest that has spread across America.
Mark, this starts with the horrible death of George Floyd, an African-American man with North Carolina ties and still has family in Hope County. He was living in Minneapolis, and now, at this point, anyone who has wanted to see it has seen this terrible video of George Floyd being apprehended by a Minneapolis policeman, a white policeman who, if you watch the video, you see that the policeman has Floyd pinned down by his neck. He's saying, "I can't breathe." And if you watch the entire video, which is difficult to watch, you see that he eventually goes unconscious, and we learned that he died as well. This has sparked protests not just in Minneapolis, but across the country, including in multiple places here in North Carolina. Protesters have been looking for a number of different things. Some were just speaking out in solidarity of George Floyd and his family and wanting to see justice in that particular case. Other people were saying that this is a representative of a larger issue of problems between law enforcement and minority communities, specifically the African-American communities in multiple places. We heard elements of that in a number of the protests here in North Carolina. Then there have been other folks who have been saying that this is a symbol of a larger structural problem with American society and that there need to be changes that just go beyond the Floyd case and law enforcement. Now, unfortunately for all of these people protesting, very valid arguments and issues, that along with the protesters, there are some other folks who have been taking advantage of the protests just to break stuff and steal things. And that, I think, is where we have run into sort of the political separation here. No one who is a part of the mainstream of the conversation has any objections to people protesting, but there have been some concerns. This has come out more from folks on right of center, not all right of center, but conservative and Republicans, who've said that public officials have fallen down on the job in stopping the rioting and looting. And that's we've seen that. Plus, we've also seen some concerns that some public officials, in addition to not taking advantage of stopping the rioting and looting, have come out with comments that seem to suggest that some of it was warranted. And I think that is where we've seen a division, whereas when it comes to the protests themselves, everyone should be on the same side, that people should have the right to protest. And I think you're seeing in North Carolina a lot of new attention to the idea of addressing these major concerns that the protesters have.
Ed,